Hi! Welcome back to the Bioshock playthrough. This is part 2. We are just entering... why do I keep forgetting the name of the city? Columbia. Is it Columbia? Yeah, I'm sure it is. We're entering Columbia proper. And it's kind of a beautiful place. It's very atmospheric. I'm loving all the little bits of music and stuff that are going on in the background. I apologise that you've got my voice over the top of it. And look, we can steal hot dogs and popcorn off the street vendors without having to pay them, which is always nice. And that's a big old statue of Captain Comstock, Lord Comstock, Sir Comstock, Mr. Comstock, Mr. Comstock Esquire. And I'm rambling at this point, I apologise, it's going to be one of those days, I suspect. And I'm just, as you're probably used to by now in my playthroughs, I'm poking around in all the corners. If you'd prefer me to do more of a direct playthrough that I upload, where I'm just kind of not poking around in corners, I'm happy to do that. And I can certainly do that blind for the first playthrough and go through and do a pokey around playthrough on my own when I look for the collectibles. So let me know in the comments which you'd prefer. But I'm just kind of, you know, I always like to poke in corners and find little things. Now I'm thinking that Elizabeth, the girl that we're after, has got to be that kid, right? I don't know. I know nothing about this game. That should be my disclaimer. I don't really know if it's a disclaimer. Announcement. Disclosure, I guess. I've read nothing. I saw the trailer, but it didn't really tell you much. It was kind of just a 1910 style silent movie thing with a bit of a voiceover. And there's some health. Although we shouldn't have taken any damage yet, although I guess we arrived with no health, so if you're not poking in all the corners and stealing all the food like I am, you can also pay there. So I took the money out and then put it back. And here's another kinetoscope. These kinetoscopes are scattered around. They're collectibles. There's an achievement for getting them all. I've sped this up. If you want to see them in their detail, go check out the collectibles movies. I will link those in the description if you want to see them. I'll link to the playlist so you can see what they all are, and I'll also show the context of, or the text for all the voxophones, if you want the background story.
We're raising money for the Girls' Patriotic League.
Maybe next time.
You look dashing with one in your lapel. Come back if you change your mind.
And so, you'll see in a bit, I went off trying to loot that till. I went back, because I changed my mind. I decided I did want one, but apparently it's not allowed. And there's something through there that isn't open yet, and another voxophone there.
One man goes into the waters of baptism, a different man comes out, born again. But who is that man who lies so
Zachary Comstock. There we are. Zachary Comstock Esquire. I'm adding the Esquire.
So sure about it,
I thought I'd let that play out because it's just a little bit of nice atmospherics. The game is, well, I mean, before the combat starts, it's very immersive. There's lots going on.
Yeah, that's where they said I'd find her.
Telegram, Mr. DeWitt. Telegram for you, sir.
DeWitt, stop. Do not alert Comstock to your presence. Stop. Whatever you do, do not pick number 77. Stop. Tess.
Now, for those of you who don't know, telegrams, back in the old days, used to have stop at the end of every sentence, like full stop, or if you're American, I guess period, so that they knew that where the punctuation was, in order not to confuse things, which is why there's the stop there. Now we are heading towards Raffle Square, and there's kind of a fair happening here. All these posters are pretty cool. Some of them are Vigors, which are the special powers, like Devil Kiss. There's a little kid lying on the bench. These policemen wouldn't let me through. You can't go this way yet, sir. Come back later.
praise be to our prophet, and praise be to our fair city. If I told you a man could shoot lightning from his fingers now, would you believe me? If I told you a man could hoist a 1-ton stallion straight into the air, would you believe me? Well, friends, I am here today to tell. Those are no flights of fancy. Those are no tall tales told behind the pool hall.
Ha! This one's pretty funny. I won't show the rest of the kinetoscopes after this one unless they're particularly amusing. Jimmy's dad gave him a pack of Victory cigarettes. The only brand designed especially for kids. So wrong. So very, very wrong. And there's lots of little games you can play around here, and I'll skirt over most of them. This one you've got to hit the devil 3 times with a lifting Vigor, which you're rewarded but disappears at the end of the game. And the devil there hiding behind the chair. Naughty devil. And you can win a bunch of money. And there is a Vigor called Bucking Bronco for sale in a vending machine up here, but it costs 375, and I went through and played all the games, but I've cut that out because it's kind of painful to see. This one, for example, I won all the prizes on, but you've basically got to shoot these things as they come over on the targets. Yeah, I got, I think, 12 points or something there, anyway. There are some of those horses. I should have really used possession on them. There was a strongman thing, but you don't win anything for that. There's a voxophone recorder over here, which is like a dictaphone. And the vending machine is in there. Oh, and there's this dude too. I've kind of cut out a lot of my running around here. He's a handyman, apparently. Anyway, towards the end of this area, there's this woman here who gives you a free sample of the Possession Vigor.
They're all ears.
Press to turn machines into allies.
So that's pretty straightforward. We haven't really met any machines yet, but I went to try it on a vending machine. And having seen that poster that I didn't notice on the first playthrough, I wish I'd used it on a stallion now, but I guess I'll have plenty of opportunity to do that later. Anyway, the idea is that you use possession on that ticket machine because you can't get a ticket. I used it on the vending machine first and it spits out a bunch of cash, but again, I didn't get nearly enough. I think I ended up with about 200 after playing all the games. And that Vigor is 375 as mentioned. I tried it on this dude, I thought he might be a machine. Missed him the first time because I'm a rubbish aim. There we go. Which does not bode well for the shooting part, but use it on this.
The raffle is at the booth. Well, if it isn't a Sedlin Buford, your spot at the raffle awaits.
And there we go.
Why I didn't recognize you before.
Heads.
Or tails.
Come on, let me through.
Heads.
Or tails.
Tails.
Told you. I never find that as satisfying as I'd imagined.
Chin up. There's always next time.
I suppose there is.
I have absolutely no idea what that was about. Anyway, there's a weird doll on the floor there. There's another vending machine here which isn't selling anything interesting, just health and salts. And salts are what you need for the Vigor replacement. And they're quite expensive, comparatively, so I'm guessing money is going to be pretty rich in this game. Money pretty rich, money pretty plentiful. Maybe you get even more on an easier difficulty level, or maybe it only eases up the combat, I'm not sure.
This little beauty? The whole division got them. If we're gonna flush the Vox out of the Skyline system, we gotta have the best.
Now that looks like an interesting toy, is immediately what I thought.
Madam Tess, I've read all your books on the sciences. Mama says it's not a fit occupation for a lady, but I think she's jealous of our cleverness. Is it true that only you are allowed to visit the girl in the tower? If the land's lonely too, I should like to meet her, as we have much in common. Warmest regards, Constance.
And yeah, you've got an AD stamp on the back of your hand, the same as the full shepherd, which is not going to be good news. And then through here, those cops won't let us through either. So then up here, and there's another vending machine, and then there's a lot of me running around here. Sorry, I maybe should have cut this. But the long and the short of it is, we make it over here. Docking station, but nothing to dock on. Back to the vending machine.
And now, the 1912 raffle has officially begun!
Mister!
Sorry, no sale.
Silly? There's never a charge for the raffle. You've been sleeping under a rock?
77.
77. That's a lucky number. I'll be rooting for you.
Bring me the bowl! Is that not the prettiest young white girl in all of Columbia? All right then. The winner is number 77!
Well, what do you know?
Over here! Over here! He's the winner!
Number 77, come and claim your prize! First throw!
It was me! It was all me! Please! Please! Please, what are you doing?
Come on! Are you gonna throw it? Or are you taking your coffee black these days?
I know what you want!
Oh! Looks like we've got a shy one here!
I got something
We've
for
got to
you,
do
son
something
of a
about
bitch.
that! Wait! It's him!
Now, where'd you get that brand, boy? Don't you know that makes you the backstabbing snake in the grass false shepherd?
The false shepherd!
And we ain't letting no false shepherd into our flock. Show 'em what we got planned, boys!
Stop him! Stop him! The false shepherd's come to lead our lamb astray! Come on now.
Now here once again you see my unique approach to fighting games. As soon as there's a corpse on the floor, I'll loot it before I worry about anyone else. So I'm off here, loot corpse. I know there's a dude behind me, but more concerned that I get all the shinies. Anyway, looty. And some of the kill moves in this are pretty gruesome. I'm not sure what certificate is there, I think a 15. And then I was just mucking around there because it flashed something up and I pushed the button too quickly, but it basically said when they have a skull over their head you can hold the button for a kill move. But since it only seems to take 2 hits to kill them anyway, and it takes 1 hit to get the skull up, it's basically just, you can get a very pretty finishing move. Like this. Nice. Then there's a bit of running around. And then a dude rocks up with a gun here in a second. We'll just finish this guy off. There we go. In the neck. And they're being shot at while I'm looting. So almost no health left, but we get him in the back of the head eventually. And then get his gun, which is good news, so 1 weapon down. And then it's just heading around here. There's another vending machine up here, and we are coming towards the end. So, in this vending machine there is an upgrade for possession. And you'll see what that does.
Possession now turns machine and man into allies. Hold and release to create a ghostly trap.
There we go. That's a new feature to possession, and obviously I use my salts on getting money rather than expecting that we'll be able to use this here against 2 guys, because, you know, why would I use my skills for combat when I can use them for profit? Anyway, he goes down eventually. And then heading around here, I'm just kind of poking in all the corners again. I think I missed a barrel behind me, which obviously takes me about a minute to find. And then up here we meet our first machine that's possessable. There it is, a gun turret. So, and some salts to use on it. So I am going to possess that, and we'll have some fun with that. as you'll see. But then we're going to wrap it up, and I'll pick it up here in the next video.
Whatever eases your
So I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next video. On the right is part 3, on the left is part 1 if you've missed that. Bye.